Hello and welcome or welcome back to Shrinking with Carrie. I'm Carrie. I'm shrinking. I hope you'll join me. Some of you may have thought, she's abandoned this channel. Oh, no, no, no. I'm just getting started. This video is the first video of the rest of my life. Let me tell you, there have been a few game changers. A lot has happened in the few months since I've been here. In my previous video, in fact, in the last video, I watched that today and I saw how I was feeling and how I was dragging through the day. Right now it's only a little after 7:30 in the morning. I get up at 5. I've done exercises. I've taken care of the animals. I've done some housework. I am ready for the day. No exaggeration. I haven't felt this well in over 20 years. 20 years. And there were a few changes that I made. One was I eliminated gluten. And for me, that seems to be the big game changer. But I was really dragging through that video. I was dragging through my life. And then on January 2nd, I had a friend pass away from an obesity-related illness, a childhood friend that I've known as long as I've known myself. And it's devastating. I'm not going to cry. I'm not a crier on the YouTubes, but it was something that also just made me feel like I have to, for her, at least live a healthy life and try to enjoy my life. I haven't been living. I've been so sick all the time that I can't function. I can't get things done that I want to do. Very limited spoons for my spoonies who get it. And now I found that I'm forging new spoons. And it's been with a few changes. Here's the thing. I'm going to play a little game. The last time I weighed myself, I was about 215. I'm not going to weigh myself. I always know what I weigh before I get on the scale, mind you. I don't know if any of you can do that, but I know what that number is going to say, especially when you weigh yourself every day. You know where you're at. So what I'm going to do is weigh myself when I am certain I am under 200 pounds. And I tell you, I'm going to feel that. And I'll probably err on the side of caution and go, okay, I think I'm under 200, but I'm going to go another week or two. And that should be within a month at the rate that I'm going, at the rate that my clothes are getting bigger. But the scale just messed with my head, knowing I had to weigh in every week online, put pressure on me. And also, I still wasn't eating what works for me. You know when you are on the right course, when you don't have cravings, you don't have hunger, you eat when you want to, you eat what you want, but you want the right things. There is now a synchronicity between what I want and what I need, and that has been incredible for me. January 2nd, I was already eating okay, but there were a few changes that I need to make. Even though I did reset my system by going fully plant-based and just having veggie burgers, and I found this char bread. I don't know if any of you like it, but it's a gluten-free bread that is wonderful. In fact, it's so good, I was suspicious of it. I think it was Jack LaLanne who used to say, if it tastes good, spit it out. I had a piece of that bread and I was like, oh my gosh, this bread is so good. And then I'm reading the instructions like, what is it? Well, it is a rice-based bread. They even have like sweet potato flour now. You can make your own breads with, gluten-free substances. So I started eating well, and then the next thing I know, I didn't want diet soda anymore. And that cut my appetite like at least in half. But eating well controls your hunger. I've seen so many times when heavy people are getting fat shamed. It's thin people who are like, just stop eating. I always say you can't judge other people's hunger. Insulin controls your hunger, and you don't know what somebody else's insulin is. You don't know what factors contribute to another person's hunger. So it's different for everybody, and it is not just a question of willpower. I submit to you the first thing you have to do to shrink is get that hunger under control. And the way to do that is by eating foods that are going to nourish your body and make you feel full. Things that work with your system. I mean, if you really have to, do the potato thing for a couple of days. That will reset your system. Some people do it for 2 weeks or more where they just eat potatoes. You can actually look that up online. It might have been something I tried had I not already reset my system with some other foods that fit that same bill, like lower carbohydrates, plant-based, I just very simply made a commitment that nothing bad for me was going to be ingested. Everything I put in my body has to be healthy and nourishing. And I won't worry so much about quantity as quality. And what happened was my system reset, and now I'm in this place where, although I am aware of it and although I am disciplined about what my food plan is, it doesn't require a whole lot of willpower, because when I'm hungry, I only want things that make me feel good. I crave the right foods now. And it has been incredible. My skin is better, my sleep is better, but the best part of all is that I can function. I was getting so depressed about feeling so sick all the time, and I'm still not where I want to be as as in terms of energy. But having no energy is the most depressing thing, especially if your brain is awake but your body won't follow, which happens to people with thyroidism, which I had checked and supposedly don't have. But your thyroid can play tricks at certain times. But anyway, when it was checked, it was okay, and that was a few years ago. So when your brain is awake and your body won't follow, you can lay in bed and you can think about all the things you want to get done, and you can't get them done because your body won't. It can't. And then if you do wind up pushing yourself, you get sick, really sick, and start feeling like you have the flu. That used to happen to me. My diabetes was getting really bad. And about 5 years ago, I lost a friend to a diabetic complication. So it's bad when you first find out you're diabetic. Being me, a food addict, I thought, that's it, I'm dead. There's no way I'm going to get this under control. This is the one thing I've never been able to control, is my food. And now you're telling me I have to control this. I just won't have the willpower. For somebody who's in the carb cycle, it's like suggesting you hold your breath too long. What happens when you try to hold your breath? Eventually, your body makes you breathe. When you're in that carb cycle, you saying, I'm just going to eat, stop eating so much, it feels impossible, and we get like diet anxiety before we even begin because we think we're not going to be able to do it. But what I failed to realize is that, and I have been in this zone before, but I forgot it. Once you are eating the right things, you won't want those other things. And I was kind of going back and forth with that. Some days I was hungry, some days I wasn't. For whatever reason, it came together for me at the beginning of the year. After my friend died, I just said, I am going to only control what I can control. I have a friend who is in recovery, and I feel like every day that he's clean, I'm going to be clean too. That inspires me every morning. I think he's got to stay away from his drug of choice. I have to stay away from my drug, which is carbs, food addiction, all of those things. But I have no diet anxiety anymore. I have no worries about what I'm going to eat or how I'm going to feel later in the day. I have a full day. I stay busy, but my focus is 100% on my health and nutrition. I exercise every day, but moderately, because I think that will increase as my weight goes down. Right now, I'm going by my clothing. How does it feel? My clothing is getting kind of bigger, starting to see cheekbones again. Like there's little off the scale victories. And I'm going by that because the numbers I want to care about are my sugar. And that right now is hovering just above the safety zone. According to the American Association for Diabetes, under 180 is where you want to be. And I'm a little above that, especially when I eat. Goes up to like around 200. So I have to get that under control. I'm almost there. When I started this over Christmas is when I kind of started getting a little better. My sugar was really high. In fact, I had gone to Houston and dragged myself through the parties and everything else. And my nurse practitioner said I could have passed out at any time. She's like, I don't know how you were walking around like this. At times my sugar was over 500. And the day that I went in to see her, it was 472. That is dangerous, especially for a prolonged period of time. Anything could have happened. Your toes, your eyesight, you could have a massive heart attack, you could stroke out. You could just lose consciousness. And some people do. That's why now they have license restrictions, because some people who have diabetes don't control it and then they pass out behind the wheel. So it's very serious. It is a very degenerative, debilitating disease. And I could not be happier to have that under control. Oh my gosh, has that the bed comfort have been like that the whole time? It's bothering. Is it bothering anybody's OCD? It's bothering mine. The cat was on the bed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for those of you who were like mentally fixing that the whole time, like I would have been. But anyway, I'm rambling about weight loss, but that's because I have so much to cover and catch up for. And I'll try to make these a little more structured and a little shorter as time goes on. But I wanted to let you guys know where I'm at, what I'll be sharing with you in the upcoming days, because this channel is really going to be my focus. I'm going to be sharing meals, what I eat in a day, how I'm feeling, and what changes I've had. And I predict in about a month, like by the beginning of March, I should be definitely under 200 pounds. It could be sooner than that. You know, for about every 10 pounds or so, you go down a pant size, like every 10, 12 pounds. Generally speaking, people will go down a size. And so I'll know by my clothes too. So it'll be interesting to see, especially since I do like working out with weights, it'll be interesting to see what the scale will say versus my clothes. But I don't want to be hung up on that number, because although I am very much excited about shrinking, I'm really mostly excited. Hello, Malky. Good morning. I'm excited. That was so funny the way he popped up. Like, oh, he's an old man. He's an old man. I'm excited about the health aspect. I am excited that my body will follow what has already begun for me. The biggest and most important change is that I'm feeling better, that I feel healthier, and I want everyone to be able to have the energy, enough spoons to get through the day. I'll be turning 52 soon, and I had always hoped to be fit by 52, but I seem to recall that I wanted to lose a few pounds before I turned 16. That never happened. Gained a little bit. So this is about being healthy. This is about a lifestyle. This is about fitting in an airplane seat without having to get a bigger seat and feeling like you're on the person next to you. I just want to, get rid of that dangerous weight around my middle that isn't good, and it's begun to happen. I'm deflating. Will there be loose skin? Probably. I'm going to be 52. We'll worry about that later. Will I start to look older because fat is a natural and free filler? Probably. I'll start to look drawn, and I might start to look more my age. We'll deal with that later. None of that matters. What matters is how I feel in the morning. Can I get up without a headache? I have a low-grade headache right now, but I have had a headache for over 20 years, every single day. When I first started seeing my doctor, she was asking me about my health, and I said, I'm going to tell you something. I don't remember not having a headache. That is the goddamn truth. I do not remember. I don't remember what it feels like to be healthy. So to be able to have some of that back and say, now I remember what it was to be amongst the living. And for so many years, I haven't been. And I want to share that with other people who are going through that too. I want everyone to feel good. While we're alive, we want to be alive and feel healthy and be able to live and not lose time to illness and fatigue, constant chronic fatigue. That has just been the bane of my existence. And it's turning around. So stick with me. Please keep watching, because your comments and your support means so much to me. And we can do this. We can together be healthy and really say, you know what? I got something amazing under control. I was able to change my life. And that's how I feel now. I feel like it is my greatest accomplishment next to having a child, is that I'm able to return to a place of health like that I haven't felt in so many years. Like since being a teenager, I haven't felt this good. And I know that's going to continue to progress in the upcoming weeks. So I'm going to talk, use this as like a video diary and talk about how I'm feeling, what I'm eating, it's amazing to me that I can sleep through the night without having to get up and feed my food addiction like a baby. It's amazing that I can, you know, wake up in the morning and get up out of bed. Like this morning was the first morning where I sprung out of bed to do exercise. Like I needed to do that. It's not just that I want to. It's not something I have to do. I need to because I need to use this health cycle I'm in of using my fuel and starting the day with some energy. Even if you just start the day with stretches and breathing, it's a wonderful way to start your day. So let's see where this journey takes me in the upcoming months. I'm going to be vlogging a lot more on this channel because that's good for me too, to talk about this place that I'm in. And if I start feeling that I'm slipping, I want to talk about that too. How to stay in the zone, as I call it, is very important to me. I am in a healthy zone, and when you're living the way I'm living, I can't imagine that the weight wouldn't come off. So I hope everyone else is feeling well, doing well. Eat something healthy and nutritious that makes you feel good. Eat it slowly, savor it, and nourish your mind and body today. And I will do the same. And I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble about my health. It means the world to me that you would spend time doing that, and I hope we can inspire each other. Until then, bye.